Welcome back, you filthy exiles. So I'm getting sort of back into the uploading scheme of things. Just been a little bit tired lately and a little bit burnt out, but I have been pushing into Delve and getting that on way, and there'll be a video coming out about generating currency in Delve, which I used to do a fair bit, and I'm going to do a renewed version of that because it's actually pretty damn good once you get to about 200 in depth, that is. Now, this is a video just really quickly on how you should set up your flasks. So there's a lot of things, I guess, that you can do with flasking now that we have enkindling orbs and instilling orbs. But one thing that people don't really look at is, okay, well, how can you really optimize the use of flasks? What you'll notice on a lot of upper tier builds and tanky builds, in particular my Delve build that you'll notice here, is I've actually got a particular craft. Now, obviously, we're all aware of MAGEBLOOD now being in effect, where you can have 4 flasks constantly in effect with, you know, increased effectiveness of those flasks or whatnot. This is a way that you can sort of not replicate that perfectly, but you can sort of get that working a lot more efficiently. Now, if you're playing a tanky character, then the route that I've went with this build and what I'll show you as to what I've crafted onto my build will give you an advantage. If you're a less tanky character, then obviously you don't want to craft the stat that I'm going to talk about in the next few seconds. So fundamentally, all of my flasks, with the exception of my my Dying Sun, which is a unique flask, all of my flasks where I could possibly roll it have gain 4 charges when you're hit by an enemy. Now, for a Juggernaut, that fundamentally relies on getting hit and has, you know, 40,000-50,000 armor and a bloody surrender shield and max block and versatile combatant. Getting hit is actually a really good thing. You want to get hit. In fact, I have cannot evade unwavering stance on this build. Now, what this means is I can build self-generating flasks or hyper-generating flasks that then trigger with the new crafting mechanic, which is used when charges reach full. So basically, as you take damage and as you do the native walk through the map and kill everything, you can then trigger the flask automatically without having to hit a button. So you can just walk around and all you really need to police is your life flask, which I've got mapped to my number 1 button, which in my case I have immunity to poison because I have corrupted blood built into the tree on this build. So fundamentally, you can always have your flasks up. And you could do this on your unique flasks as well. Now, pretty much the way that I do this, or that anyone would do this, let's just find a flask. Let's say this Cinder Swallow, alright? Great example. Now, you can now craft flasks in your crafting bench. All you're really going to do, go to your crafting bench, go down, and you're going to look for used when charges reach full. Now, depending on the type of build that you're running, you could use all these different sorts of things. Theoretically, I could run block as well because, you know, I have a max block character, or as max block as I can get. But fundamentally, you can do this with any flask. I just have it when charges reach full, and bam, there's your solution there. Now, you might have a very different character that's more mobile than this build. For example, let's take my shield charge character. What I've actually done is have introduced a faster way of generating charges and then mapped the same mechanic onto the flask in this build. So with this build, I actually have a sulfur flask that has used when charges reaches full, and then a granite flask, and then a quicksilver flask. So basically, when I'm running around a map and going crazy, I could basically have I don't need to worry about my flasks. I just have them set, and in fact, I need to do one more craft onto this flask to set this up as well. When reached full, there we go. So then basically, if I run a map, and let's just pull any old map, maybe not a Crangled map for now. Let's just go grab this. Where's what up? Malformation. That's a good map. Bugger it. It's a low tier map. So basically, I'll set this up so I can just walk straight on the map, and then basically, as soon as my flasks pop, they'll just keep self-generating to the point where basically you'll just continually do flask popping. You don't need to worry about it. So if I don't press anything, see? And you'll notice my flasks are already working. I don't need to do anything. So I can sit here one-handed and my flasks will do all the work for me and proc and just regenerate as I natively do the map. And obviously this is a much easier map, so I probably want to be policing my life flask, but this character's almost immortal anyway. Just do this, bam, dead, As you can see, my flasks generate really quickly because I'm running this overflowing chalice. So as I roll the map, I can play one-handed. It's part of the reason I actually really like the new flask mechanic because, and new flask crafting, because you can do exactly this. So, do you need a mage blood? Not really, because you can really build this into your build the way that it is. Now, is this perfect? No. It's not as effective as Mage Blood, but it's pretty damn close. So I'm just going to roll this to the end. This build's pretty bloody ridiculous anyway. And there'll be a video on an update on this build too. How many fucking layers to malformation are there? The best thing about this is, like, I can just go about my merry way. Now, if you're just bashing maps, like, this is just a really easy and good thing to do. Like, this is really efficient. If you just want a walking simulator build, you can do this. We got the last, we're at the boss, finally. Yep. Alright, let's just run around. There we go. One-handed. So, do you need a mage blood? Not really. This is just a really quick tip that you can use to sort of upper level craft your flasks to give you a lot more quality of life. Allows you to focus on, you know, when you want to pop your life flask and you're not playing piano flasks, you don't really need to. You're just automating the system using the game mechanics that are available to you. Anyway, if you like this tip, like and sub, and feel free to ask questions or discuss more in the comments. I was keen to see what people have got to say. Anyway, until next time, like and sub, and bye.